Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. We got college football bowl games, a two-pack coming your way, prime time, and a little bit later tonight. So two really good games, hopefully 2-0 for the night here. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. It helps out the algorithm growing the show, guys. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. We got first game up 5:30 Eastern time, heading to the East Coast here. Boca Raton, Florida. Boca Raton Bowl in FAU Stadium. It does look like 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, thunderstorms as well for Western Kentucky and James Madison. JMU minus 7-point favorites in this one, 51 being the total. This is Conference USA versus the Sun Belt. I'd give the edge there, guys, in terms of like conference handicap towards the Sun Belt here. I personally feel like Conference USA was way down this season. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, they were runners-up in the conference. They go 8-5 on the season. They did have 3 wins versus winning teams, but when you kind of break it down a little bit more, one was against Sam Houston State. Their quarterback got injured. One was against a MAC team, and the other one was actually against Jacksonville State, the last game of the season when they had nothing to play for. They were already in the conference championship game with it at home. And sure enough, they came back the next week and got blown out by Jacksonville State. So I'm starting to think Western Kentucky here. Not I'm starting to. I kind of had this plan going into bowl season, was a team I was looking to go against. And then sure enough, they got 25 players in the transfer portal, including their quarterback, Veldkamp, who had a great season. He's a pretty good quarterback when you watched him, but I mean, even his mindset here, he's actually visiting FAU when he's down at the Boca Raton Bowl. So it's just, man, this is tricky handicapping for sure. And a Western Kentucky defense that allowed 390 yards rushing in their last game to Jacksonville State. So I know they're catching 7 here, but I'm not looking to be on the Hilltoppers in this situation. Instead, looking at the JMU side, 8-4 in the Sun Belt. Their quarterback is not playing, so that's a huge question mark. They have 6 players in the transfer portal, and they actually played Georgia Southern earlier this season. They ended up losing that game. And Tyson and Clay Helton are brothers, the 2 head coaches of Western Kentucky and Georgia Southern. So they've kind of seen a little bit of similarities there. Overall, I think JMU has the better roster, top to bottom. I think they have the better players. I think they win in the trenches as well. Does become question marks with the quarterbacks for sure. Not a best bet by any means, guys, but to start us off on Friday, Boca Raton Bowl. This is the first time I'm not going personally to the Boca Raton Bowl. Kind of a little bit upset about that. Always a fun one to go and bet on. But either way, if you are going, enjoy it. Does look like weather might be an issue here. I mean, that is South Florida weather. And it also says thunderstorms. That's another thing if you're looking to bet this under, which I was maybe looking at getting at. It's just Western Kentucky's defense has question marks, bowl atmosphere, loose atmosphere, if you will. And thunderstorms, like they're going to not play the game if there's lightning down there, which there is a lot of times in South Florida, and then come back out when the weather's already gone. So that's why I didn't play the under, but instead JMU minus 7 to start us off Friday night. Best bet for the show, also the client play on Wednesday night, so no need to buy that. Thanks for watching the show here, guys. We'll be Cal and UNLV, but first, a reminder, if you could comment below, it does help out. All is welcome. Your picks for tonight, college basketball, college football, and NFL, all is welcome, guys. And smash that like button if you're liking the content. Premium picks, WagerTalk.com, experts page, Drew Martin. We got the by January, get the rest of December free. That's probably the best deal out there right now. All right, we got 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, nationally televised Art of Sport LA Bowl from SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California, where the Rams and Chargers play their home games. It's California, the Golden Bears, and UNLV, the Running Rebels. Pick 'em price tag, just pick the winner here. 48 being the total. We get Cal out of the ACC. They went 6-6 straight up and against the spread. A team that probably traveled more than maybe any team outside of Hawaii. They were back and forth, coast to coast. I would say it was overall an impressive start in the ACC conference, but not great by any means. No wins on the road versus any winning team. They lost 3 straight against the spread. They have 8 players in the transfer portal, including their quarterback. which makes it also tricky with this Cal offense, really overall with this Cal offense, because they have offensive line injuries. Who's going to play quarterback? You know, they had Chandler Morris as their backup quarterback, who, if you watch North Texas just last year, I mean, he had like a 44-12 touchdown to interception ratio, but now I'm reading like he's not even taking all the snaps in practice. So there's huge question marks with Cal offensively. Looking at UNLV side of things, Mountain West runners up to Boise State. They went 10-3 on the season. Their only losses were against Syracuse and Boise State, a tough loss against Syracuse. And Boise State, I mean, they were within a score of them the first time, then lost on the blue turf, kind of a cold atmosphere there in the Mountain West Championship. Really a team I was impressed with this season. Their quarterback, I always pronounce his name wrong. It's three names with Williams at the end. Either way, guys, give me a break. He's a great athlete. I love watching him play. And, you know, they had that quarterback, Haj Malik Williams is his name, yes. Good offense overall. And he took over for the quarterback that, like, left with the NIL issues, whatever that situation was. But they're an offense where I look to bet on at home, on a fast track, on the turf, controlled climate. It seems to run a lot better for them, not like outside in the elements like we saw against Boise State, which is what most people just saw. Therefore, I actually think we're getting value on the Running Rebels. Now, granted, their head coach, he left, Barry Odom, he went to Purdue. Kind of a head scratcher, in my opinion. If I were him, I would tell him to maybe stay at UNLV. He was within a game of going to the playoff, to the college football playoff. Maybe he could have gotten a better job. Instead, he's going to have to be punching up in class there in the Big Ten Conference. I think that's kind of a tough gig. But either way, they hired Dan Mullen. In my opinion, a great hire. He's the highest paid coach in the Mountain West, by the way. And this is a program where I believe it's been 25 years since their last bowl game win. From everything I'm reading, they're motivated about this. I mean, Las Vegas to LA, not a tough trip. Should be a fun one for UNLV, and I think they win this. I wouldn't be surprised if they win it by margin here, guys. I think there's less question marks, which is a big part of bowl game handicapping, and this was a good team either way. So we're going to jump on UNLV here at the pick'em price over the Cal Golden Bears. That's going to do it for the Wednesday show. 2 bowl games, we're hitting them both here. UNLV has the pick'em price tag just to win the game. That is the best bet for the show. And JMU minus the 7 to kick us off. Drew Martin checking out. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday. Come back and join us. Smash that like button, comment below. Cash those.